How's it going, YouTube? 80s Metal Gamer here again, bringing you a rated Wi-Fi battle I had about 2 weeks ago or so. This was a match I had against an opponent who had a very overused team. He had the Rotom Wash, Talonflame, Mega Kangaskhan, the Salamence, you know, the standard for the OU tier. Me, I was bringing my little anti-meta team that I've been playing around with. I have the Hypno Gramble lead, followed by the Choice Banded Weevil and the Mega Banette. So let's get started. At the time of this video, most people were still, I guess, confused about Gramble's typing, or really didn't know much about the change that it went from normal to fairy type. And this actually also helped my team at the time, because a majority of the time, or a lot of the time, my Gramble would get hit by a Dragon type move or a Fighting type move, and it would be not very effective or not effective at all. Anyway, my opponent starts off with the Kangaskhan and Salamence. You know, double intimidate. We both intimidate each other. That's probably more of a problem for him than it is for me. The Kangaskhan kind of relies on its attack, but after the parental bond, it kind of patches the -1 drop. My Gramble, I believe I can still take down the Salamence and with one play rough, even at a -1. I'm Life Orbed. I have the max IVs and attack. I'm an Adamant Nature, so I think I could still take it down one hit, but I didn't get the chance to try it. So as you can see, the Kangaskhan did peanuts to my Hypno, and I got to safely set up the Trick Room. After the recovery right there, I pretty much went that turn unscathed. And as you can see, the Salamence went for the Draco Meteor on my Gramble, not knowing that it went from a normal to a fairy type. So that's just a win for me. So I go for the play rough right here because I was expecting a switch from the Salamence. I didn't expect it to stay in, knowing that my Gramble was now a fairy type. So, but anyway, it goes for the Draco Meteor on my Hypno, and it does tons of damage. Hypno is a bulky Pokemon, but you know, Draco Meteor from a Salamence, not much can really, you know, take that too well. So he goes for the return right here. It does a decent damage on my Gramble. Drops me to almost half. He withdraws right here. Luckily, I didn't attack the Salamence because I was expecting to switch this turn. So I decided to just gang up on this Kangaskhan, which is a good move on my part. I get to take this thing down, and he pretty much gets no free moves on me. You know, that was a good turn for me. Gramble takes a bit of Life Orb. I considered running a choice set on my Gramble and saving the Life Orb for or pretty much switching my Weevil and Gramble's items. But in the long run, I believe it was just better for me to have the Life Orb on Gramble because it's more of a sweeper than the Weevil is. Anyway, so he brings out his Salamence, and he goes for the Intimidate. So now my Gramble is at a -2, so there's no way I can possibly deal any damage or one-shot any of these Pokemon. So I decided to switch out, go into my Banette here. So I get to frisk the items, which was helpful. I got to see that it had the Dragon Fang and the leftovers on the Rotom. That Dragon Fang, I thought it was actually Choice Spec, but you know, that's actually better for me knowing that. So he goes for the Hydro Pump here. Normally, I would have been able to live that. I know Hypno would have been able to take that. That's a non-stab Hydro Pump. You know, no item boosting, no power boosting move, but the crit takes me out. Anyway, I bring out my Gramble here, and I believe I'm still under the influence of the Trick Room. So it's good for me. I go for the Mega Evolution on the Banette, you know, so I can unlock the Prankster ability right here. Now, I go for the play rough here, and as you can see, it stands no chance from surviving. No chance. That is my Gramble right there. Gramble is an amazing Pokemon. I had never used it prior to this generation. I guess I just considered it too much of a, you know, too weak. It really wasn't. It really didn't have much going for it. But now with the whole fairy typing, it's really able to do some damage with that play rough. Play rough is an amazing move. And not only does it have a chance to lower the opponent's attack, but it just has a very strong base power. Anyway, so he brings out the Talonflame here. Brave Bird, I believe that goes on my my Banette. So I was able to live that thanks to the Reflect being up. I go for the Shadow Sneak, trying to land some damage. Talonflame is a pain in my rear. I really hate Talonflame a lot. I feel that it's very broken Pokemon. It's good, don't get me wrong, it's great, but I feel that it's just, I mean, you don't even have to invest anything into speed. You can do all attack and HP, and it can just, you know, annihilate Pokemon, you know, left and right. It can just mow down teams with almost no effort. I just feel that it takes almost no strategy to use. Anyway, that's enough about me ranting. So I go for the Art Shard right here, and I take it out because I'm banded. I feel if I weren't banded, it might have lived. I go for the Destiny Bond here because I felt that it might have taken me out, and it would have been a funny KO too. But they go for the Will-O-Wisp on my Weevil, which is kind of sucks, but it isn't too bad. Since my Weevil is banded, I was stuck on Ice Shard anyway, and I have no Pokemon to switch out into, so I'm pretty much stuck using the Ice Shard here. So the bigger threat, for sure, was the Banette, but luckily they didn't have any type of Frisk to see that I only had the Ice Shard. So I go for the Ice Shard again. It does absolutely nothing to this Rotom Wash, and I go for the Shadow Sneak here. What I found kind of funny was that they go for the Thunderbolt on my Weevil. I felt that they should have gone at least for the Will-O-Wisp on my Banette. Even if I had gone for Destiny Bond again, the Will-O-Wisp could have you know, just drained my health, and in 2 turns I would have been gone. But I'm guessing they still didn't know at this point that I was banded even after. Well, there was no way of knowing actually. So I go for the Ice Shard again. Does absolutely nothing, and the Shadow Sneak for the game. And that was a really interesting match. It was a fun match against the OU, and I love using my team against the OU. Most people do not know what to expect, like I've said, and it's just very fun. I encourage you people to try out new teams, to try out new strategies against of humiliating the OU. Well, this wasn't too much of a humiliation, but it was a good battle nonetheless. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.